I'm doing as good as I can be with the Seahawks loss, but hey, I'm hanging in there, and I'm ready to see some good NCS gameplay. I haven't seen Denver play yet. I don't know anyone on that team, so I'm excited to see what they can do. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so seems to be a little bit of technical difficulties, not too bad though. But kind of overview of the teams. For the New Orleans Curse, it seems that their 165 is playing Eggy D along with Ghost and Juicy Leaf, and I've seen Juicy Leaf in other leagues before, and he's very good. He's like probably the reason why they'll win games. And I've never seen Denver, as I said, but they're 3-1, so it can't be too bad. I'm just excited to see what can happen. I think Ghost and Eggy D are gonna have to step it up and play a good
Yeah.
game if they're gonna want to keep this competitive because they're both, they're 0-4, not a great start to the season that they want to see.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I was muted. I had a lot of great talking points, but I guess you guys are never gonna know.
No,
But
they were
basically,
amazing talking points.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure you did hear it. So, yeah. New Orleans, they're 0-4. They're looking for their first win on the season, and Denver, they're 3-1. They're looking to get things started off hot as we see Eggy D getting stuff started off hot. Great pre-jump coming out from him. Ghost, he's gonna take a touch. It's off the ceiling. Chaz is gonna be there to control it, but he controls it
Oof.
down to Ghost, who puts it in their net. 1-0 knock.
Yeah, and if you're a Curse fan, this is what you love to see. A little mistake coming out from Denver Scream and going up 1-0 with 30 seconds in the first game is a pretty good sign for the New Orleans Curse here.
Yeah, I mean, starting off that hot, being 0-4, really, I mean, it could do a lot to your mental to not win that many games. And I certainly feel for some of these guys, but the season's not over. It's actually far from over. So you can still make a comeback. And what a great way to start the series here is Ghost is going to send it down. Chaz there to recover that one. He's in the corner. Juicy Leaf gets a nice 50 now. Levani over to Chaz. He's going to take maybe a shot, maybe a double tap. He did get the double, but it's a weak shot on net. Juicy Leaf going to be able to save it away. It seems like Denver, after getting scored on earlier, slowly starting to find their footing here, Flash.
Yeah, and after that mistake, 30 seconds in the game, that's not what you want to do when you're Denver Scream, but it does seem, as you said, they've gained their footing. They're starting to get things moving, and they're going to really, push hard because New Orleans Curse keeping pressure. And if Denver Scream want to equalize this game and get it tied up or perhaps win the game, they're going to have to, you know, go hard and score a goal as a ball just went off the crossbar twice for New Orleans Curse. Ghost trying to finally put it in, and he does bottom right. That's a great shot there from Ghost.
Wow. I mean, you can just see New Orleans, they're feeling confident there. Even with the double commit, the third man Ghost, he commits and he puts it perfectly bottom right, slots it, and now they're up 2-0, a lead that they ever so desperately need to win this game one. They want to win game one. I think both teams do, but I think New Orleans to kind of put their foot in the ground and say, hey, we're here to play. And it seems as though they have just found themselves a lot of great opportunities. Obviously they've executed well, but they've been generating some great chances, and all four of their shots have come from Ghost. So, little interesting stat for all of you is Levani can't take the shot. Toxic, he's rotating back, but before he does, gets a nice touch. He grabs the boost, but can't get beat on Juicy Leaf. Chaz, he's up with it, sends it to the sidewall. Toxic, he's going to attempt to catch it, but he's going to send it down instead. Ghost off the sidewall. Nice pass, but Juicy, an even better play. But wait a second, Chaz, an insane steal, can't get the double. But that was a great play from him. Egg pretty much has to keep it close to his car. He has 0 boost. Ghost is going to send it down. Now the ball is in the midfield. Juicy Leaf going to get a 50 here. Eggy going to send it down. Chaz is going to miss his touch. This is bad. Ghost just going to put it bottom. And that is his hat trick.
Yeah, Ghost is looking like the MVP here. You know, I haven't seen this team too much besides Juicy Leaf. That was my player to look out for. But looks like Ghost is coming out of the shadows like a ghost, and he's just putting every single shot he gets into the back of their net. And that's exactly what you want to do if you're the New Orleans Curse here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the defense was seeing Ghost, you know. Just keep on with the Ghost puns. But yeah, I do think New Orleans, they're just putting on a great performance. That's a big defensive mistake from Eggy D. Granted, he had no boost, but Levani is going to make him pay for that one. Chaz, he gets it off the backboard. If you consider Eggy D the backboard, and Eggy makes a little bit of a mistouch, and Levani, he capitalizes off of it. So a great goal to get back into this game. I mean, this game is far from over. 2 minutes remaining. I mean, there's plenty of time to get 2 goals, and this is much more feasible. As Toxic is going to get a pass. Levani, he's up with it, sends it to the ground. Now Juicy Leaf's going to fake out his touch. Levani going to be on the sidewall waiting. A miss coming out from NOC. Toxic with one. Toxic with another. And a double from Toxic. They're within 1.
Yeah, and going down 3-0, you know, it's not a great sight to see. But Toxic doesn't care. He's going to keep this train rolling. He's going to keep the foot on the gas. And this game is far from over. 1 minute, 43 seconds left. They're only down by 1 now.
Yeah, that's a massive goal to keep them in this. And it seemed like Denver were completely lost, but it seems as though they found their footing. They're starting to generate much better chances, and it has to do with all 3 of their players starting to step up here. New Orleans, all 3 of their goals have come from 1 player, and Eggy with 2 assists. So it's not like completely on him, but Levani is going to get the tying goal here, and that's his 2nd of the game.
Yeah, that's just a good shot there. You know, everyone's getting caught too far up. And for a second there, I was thinking, is Denver having a bad start to a series, or is NOC just a really underrated team that had a bad start off to the season? And I think it's the former. I think Denver just started off bad, but, you know, they found their footing. You know, they're playing consistent, and they brought it back. They equalized it. 1 minute, just over 1 minute left, and we can see what these teams are going to do with basically 0-0 in a minute left.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've found something great here, and it's just a matter of time before one of these teams scores. Maybe we'll go into overtime. Maybe not, though, as Juicy Leaf's going to send it down. And I think the main problem from NOC at the moment is communication issues. You can just tell they're not communicating. The rotations are a little sloppy right now, so they need to clean that up to at least send us to an overtime. Here's Levani. He's going to take a shot. Ghost, can he be there? He's going to opt for Eggy to take it from him. Eggy, great touch, but Chaz is going to be there. Ghost with a full tank of boost. He's going to go up off the ceiling. Can he maybe get back to that ball? He's going to leave it for Juicy. Toxic's going to accidentally backflip. This could be bad, but Chaz going to bail him out here. Levani going to get a touch off of his touch. Now Chaz with the full tank of boost, is just going to shoot it down, try to go for a 50. He's going to be unsuccessful here, and with 10 seconds left, who can get a goal, or will we go to overtime? Is Toxic a great first touch? He doesn't have a whole lot of boost. Can he do anything? Not really. Ghost, he sends it over. It's still in the air. Ghost is going to put it down to the ground. And Flashy, we have overtime here in game 1.
We do have overtime, and it seems after those barrage of goals coming out from both teams went on a 3-0 run, each for themselves in this game. But, you know, it's been more even, and it just seems like after they equalize, the team, like both these teams, they're really just trying to play it safe and not make too many mistakes. And that's what we're seeing. Not too many mistakes, but also not too many aggressive plays, like just ping pong back and forth as the ball floats kind of in front of their net. Gets banged down to their side. Eggy D, full boost, going to try to control this, and he does get it past one. Juicy Leaf opts to take it away from him. Eggy D going for bumps on their side, and it works as Juicy Leaf gets a slot from the corner into the back of NOC's net there. Or not NOC, Denver's net. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good, but Juicy Leaf, a massive goal. They conceded 3 goals in a row, but what a way to come back in that overtime. The 180 Sal, Juicy Leaf stepping up here for his team. He leads his team in almost every stat category. So he is the guy for this New Orleans team. And it seems as though he's here. He's ready to party. Ghost had himself a great game one, shooting he scored 3 goals off 5 shots. So very, very efficient shooting, very accurate shooting. And now it's up to Denver to respond, right? You take a game one loss in overtime. It's not ideal. It definitely messes with your mental a little bit. You have to get in there and start to talk about things, right? So I think the main thing about Threes Rocket League is communication, right? If you're not on the same page with your team, doesn't matter how good you are, you could be Zen. You're not going to be a successful team in the long run, or it's not going to be very sustainable long term because let's be realistic here. I mean, you can't play your best 5 games in a row. So it's important to lean on your teammates a little bit. I think Denver needs to start doing that just a little bit more. They had a decent showing, but I'm wondering what you're thinking Denver has to make adjustment wise to get back into the series.
Yeah, definitely. And before I get into that, New Orleans, it feels good going up 3-0, but having the other team claw the right back and tie it up, I know it feels good for them to score that overtime goal. But when it comes to Denver, getting their footing back in the series and tying it up, they don't want to go down 2-0. This is a really crucial game. I really think that they just have to play more as a team because we did see, Toxic with that beautiful double. We saw a bunch of solo plays, but New Orleans, they scored the overtime goal with like a bump play. They passed it to each other. And I feel like that's what they've been doing the whole first game in Denver. Sure, the solo plays are cool. They're nice to see, but is that going to win you a series? I think Denver has to play more as a team and rotate more like better around each other and stay closer in some situations.
Yeah, and I think that's perfect way to put it. And they are granted playing one of their lower lineups. It's not their lowest lineup, but it's one of their lower ones. And I think they have a very unique roster. They have a 180 and 3 170s as Levani is going to take a shot early off of a great pass from Chaz. What a play.
Yeah, that's a great goal, especially if you just lost game one. Clef doing what he needs to do, slots that. He knows he has to slot that because going up in this game is so important to tying up the series. But back what you said about the lineups, I think the 183 170s isn't a horrible way to go considering that, almost any lineup you can't almost any lineup you can put on the field with the 180, it's going to be better than having a 165 in most cases. So with the players having to play 6 games for to be eligible for playoffs, I think the 3 170s route is a good way to go. And it looks like Denver is doing pretty well because they're 3-1 and now they're up a goal in this game.
Yeah, it seems as though they found their spark. They're keeping Knock at bay right now. As I say that, Juicy Leaf gonna get a nice touch, but not nice enough as Chaz is gonna clear it down. Juicy Leaf gets an interesting touch back into his own end. Eggy gonna send it down. It seems like the demos are coming out for Denver, and I guess Levani wanted that was Chaz, wanted the Eggy treatment. Eggy put it back into his own end, and he followed suit as Ghost gonna take a touches off the backboard. Not going to be a threatening ball. Slavani, it's off the ceiling. Juicy's going to try to take a shot. Nice bounce attempt. Eggy with the shot himself as Lavani dives for that save. And that's a big save, but an even bigger shot as Ghost puts it exactly where it needed to be for their first goal of game two.
Yeah, what a placement by Ghost. And I can't even say shot because he has no shots. So that's pretty unique. But yeah, definitely a great goal from New Orleans to equalize this game. And, Denver, they did that opportunity came from them double committing. So I just want to see less of that. This team is supposedly a good team. They're 3-1. I feel like a miscommunication like that should not be happening very often for this team. So if they can just rally and start, communicating more, talking more, knowing where each other are, I think they'll have the upper hand in this series because we've seen
Oh,
the abilities that they have as Juicy Leaf gets a flipper
no.
send for the net and it gets 50. Oh, he couldn't quite put it in. Eggy D turning, but actually opts to leave it for Juicy Leaf who has zero boost.
Oh my.
Bangs it down net and all the players miss. What is going on here, Gallium?
Um, I'm not really sure. It's like any great relationship. You have to have great communication. It seems as though Denver, I don't know if any of them have any
Rocky
significant others.
relationship coming here.
Yeah, I was about to say some of them might be divorced as well. But I mean, you gotta think about it from Denver's perspective, right? I mean, Knock is coming at them with every single ounce of willpower, and they just don't know how to respond just yet. As Ghost is probably having the series of his life. I mean, he's just been playing phenomenally. Juicy Leaf, he's gonna play phenomenally as well down the stretch as he has himself a goal as well. So they're up 2-1. It just matters now if Denver can respond like they did in game one. And I'm wondering if you think they will, Flashy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if they keep miscommunicating like this, double committing and just missing the ball flat out, I don't know if they can, but I'm hopeful
Oh,
for them as Toxic puts a banger in the top shelf of the net. And who's that? Juicy Leaf in the net just could not get up there fast enough. Tries, gets a touch, but it just could not. He could not get it out. I mean, they tied it up, and Denver definitely looking like they can come back in this game.
oh my goodness. A little scary off the kickoff there. Going for a kickoff strat, but it seems as though Denver finding their way back into a game yet again. It feels like I've said that so many times, but it'd be nice for them to maybe have a lead at some point. They haven't had a lead yet. As wait a second, a great shot. And Levani's going to take a shot himself, and they're up by 1 now.
The caster curse just caught up to you, man. Like, you say that, and they take the lead.
I was
and this
incorrect,
is a lead.
though. I was incorrect. They were up 1-0 at the beginning of game 2. That was my bad, guys.
Oh, interesting.
Misinformation.
Yeah. Don't listen to him. But yeah, this is a lead that they're gonna want to hold. 1 minute 30 left. They need to win this game if they want a good chance of winning the series. Do you think that they can hold this lead for 1 minute 30, Gallium?
Honestly, no.
They're not going to if they just don't save the ball.
Oh man.
Why do I have to say anything?
Goodness. Wow, that is incredible. They're doing the Cincinnati Bengals defense tech right now. I mean, they're just not even attempting to play defense right now. It's all crumbling apart from Denver, and it's also crumbling from Knock. It seems like both sides, the goals that are coming out are just off of big mistakes. I don't know if it's the stream. I don't know if it's maybe like a big game, but I mean, I at the end of the day, right? You got people, you have your peers watching you, and maybe some family and friends. There's nothing to be worried about, guys. So I don't know if it's quite nerves, but I just feel like both teams are kind of off a little bit. I don't know if it's the late start, but we'll have to see which team can prevail here as we're set to go to another overtime, another 3-3 overtime at that. It seems as though both teams just don't want to have another score. As Juicy Leaf, great first touch. Can't jump up for that second touch, but wait, this is dangerous. Toxic. He bangs it down. Eggy has no boost. Levani gets it out to the mid. Ghost. He's going to send it down. It's off the sidewall. Chaz is going to get one touch. Ghost. Going to 50 him out. Juicy Leaf with one. He doesn't need anything else as a shot bottom right. That's going to give them the lead late.
Yeah, and Gallium, I was talking about Denver making communication mistakes. And honestly, at this point, it's not even communication. They're just making mistakes individually. Someone has to be back. I'm pretty sure it was Clef that went boost over ball. And a bunch of these goals, they've been getting caught out, not even in net, zero boost, or just missing the ball in some cases. But I don't know. I don't know quite what's going on with this Denver team. It shouldn't be miscommunication. They look like they're doing good at the beginning of the season, but in this series, it just looks like they're getting caught with their pants down, and maybe it could be talks of a trap game. Do you think that this could be a case of a trap game, Gallium?
It might be, as the ball is yet to hit the ground as Denver, they keep it up, but only for now. Toxic gets under it, but it's eventually going to fall as New Orleans. They're up 2-0 against Denver. I mean, I was not expecting this, but I mean, some crazy
No,
things have
definitely
happened
not.
on stream over the past couple of days. So,
We
you know,
just
I,
saw
I
reverse
probably should
sweep
have expected
actually
it.
on
Yeah,
Friday.
exactly. You know, so everything, anything can happen, and it seems as though Denver, they're on the back foot now. They need to really lock in and revamp their offense. It seems as though they're just not doing what needs to be
And
done in the
Chaz
midfield.
actually acknowledging that they
Oh,
need to lock in.
yeah, I was gonna say, as I was saying that, he types in the chat. He's like, we need to lock in. Give us a sec. And New Orleans is not responding to that well. They're like, no, don't lock in. But honestly, I don't even think it's a thing with Denver not locking in. I think New Orleans is just playing very well. You know, I think as a team, they're just playing phenomenally. I don't know if this is a newer lineup that they've decided to use, because Ghost has only played one other game for
Oh,
New Orleans. So this could be a newer lineup that they're going with. Um,
is
and
Egedy the
what's
starters at
impressing,
165?
yeah, I was about to say that's impressing me the most, that he is the starter as a 165. So, I mean, he's playing. I mean, if I had to take a guess, I would say he's 170, 175, but very good value for his salary, especially,
Yeah.
the quality player you're getting. But 2-0 in this series, Denver, they need a reverse sweep or bust. Can they do it, Flashy? I mean, do you have any faith? And well, let's stop talking about the grand scheme of things. What about this game 3? Who do you think's taking it?
You know, I want to see a good series, but not only that, I do think that Denver, I don't think they're going to get swept. Not even if it's a trap game or whatever. They weren't expecting. I think, you know, they just have too much pure skill as individuals to get swept. I think they're going to at least take this game, Gallium, and they're going to have to
Oh
do that
my!
by, oh, you're going to have to do that by, playing solid. Their rotations kind of have to get fixed. Keep getting caught out. And let's see if they can actually fix the mistake that they're making with that tactical timeout that Chaz called.
Oh man, that is a big tactical timeout. Not officially a timeout, but I
Nope.
mean, if you're in the lobby and you don't ready up and you have some time to talk about things, but Juicy doesn't need time to talk about things. He almost just put that one in the back of the net as, wait a second, the defense is just non-existent, and that's another free goal from Ghost off a pass from Juicy Leaf.
Yeah, and I said like just mechanical mistakes. Chaz missed that ball. You really cannot miss that because Ghost is there. And in this series, 10 out of 10 times, Ghost is putting that in your net. So that's a mistake you do not want to be making if you're Chaz there.
Oh man, that's I mean, as you mentioned, not a mistake you want to make, but on top of that, you're already down 2-0 in the series. So not a great start, but they've got to maybe get things going as Chaz is going to get, oh my goodness, the
Oh, is that
50 of
it?
his career. Oh my goodness, what a save. What is happening right now, Flash?
I don't know. This is just ping pong. It just gets sent to NOC side. They pinch it out. That was an insane sequence, but it's kind of slowed down. Not as much pressure coming from NOC as usually bangs it out to the wall. Eggy D gonna follow it up, but gets 50'd by Clef. Chaz up, does get a 50 onto NOC's side. Juice Lee banging it back. It's just bang ball right now. They're banging it back and forth. And, if you're Denver, I think you just want to take a little bit more control if you want to win this game. And as I say that, they bang it to middle where Eggy D's waiting for a perfect shot.
It wasn't even Eggy. I mean, he stole the goal
Oh,
pretty much,
okay.
but Juicy Leaf just put it down there.
Yeah, Juicy
Eggy
Leaf.
D with the pre-flip into the goal steal. You can tell they're having a little bit of fun. So
Yeah.
that's a good sign for NOC. But I mean, they've been up before, and Denver has come back. So I wouldn't get too complacent. You definitely don't want to change your play style at this stage of the game. You want to keep pounding this Denver defense, who seems to be just completely flustered right now. Just has no response for this New Orleans offense right now. Denver only having 2 shots to their name, so their offense has not been looking great as Eggy.
No.
He's just going to get a free shot opportunity.
Yeah.
He's going to put that one in the back of the net, and 3-0 here. It's looking really bleak for Denver.
Yeah, and quite frankly, Gallium, I am starting to wonder, is this the lineup Denver's been using to go up 3-1? Because, they just don't look like they're playing like a team. I mean, granted, they might not be playing the best because they have been missing easy touches as the ball just rolls middle for Juice Leaf to put in their net. I don't know what's going on, Gallium.
Yeah, one of their players, Levani, who I'm assuming is also Clef, he's only played one game for them
Mm.
before this one. So it's the same situation as Ghost, but seems as though they were scrimming with Ghost, before this game. Not kind of had a little bit more experience with Ghost, as it seems like Goosenab not being here for Denver definitely hurting them right now more than helping, that's for sure. But they're down 4-0. Crazier comebacks have happened, but I honestly don't really see Denver coming back into the series. They're going to need a very, very quick mental shift. They're going to need some very quick goals, and they're going to need New Orleans to make a couple mistakes here, Flash.
Yeah, they're gonna need nothing short of a miracle here
Oh,
as Juice Leaf makes a good save here. And
oh
Clef
no.
misses the shot. You can't be doing that. But as I was saying, crazier comebacks have happened, but they haven't happened when the team on the verge of a sweep is playing how Denver's playing. They're just not playing great, in just to put it frank, in my opinion. They're just not playing good as a team, not getting the best touches, not getting any touches at all sometimes. As Chaz misses the ball also on low boost, and Toxic misses the ball
Oh
again,
man.
and Ghost has a 1v1 and he 50s it into the
Oh.
net. Oh my gosh.
Oh my. I mean, can I say the same voice line twice? I mean, Levani was
Go
seeing
ahead.
Ghost. I mean, just
I mean, that
incredible
voice line's just so
50.
tough.
I mean, it is so tough, but I mean, he puts the ball on top of his car, baiting out a flick, and that's when Levani is like, okay, I need to kind of flip a little bit higher. But Ghost is like, nah, I'm just gonna 50 this in the back of your net. Now it's 5-0, and New Orleans, they
Mm.
finally, actually, Denver finally gets a goal as Levani is going to put this one in the back of the net. Retribution for getting dunked out on the goal line at the other end. But I mean, New Orleans, they're just playing 2-row right now to really be stopped at the moment.
Yeah, and a little over 1 minute, 15 seconds left. You're down by 4 as Ghost makes a good save, and Clef isn't ready for the shot right after. Ghost flicks it over
Uh-oh.
one. Clef's going to have to try to make a save. He does get a touch. Toxic decides to leave it, go for the corner boost. He's just sitting on corner boost. Juicy Leaf, bang it to the corner. Eggity's going to follow it up. Eggity's still on the ball, and he gets it past another one. Juicy Leaf, it's a 1v1, and you know how they goes with a
Wow.
1v1, and NOC has the ball. Juicy Leaf puts it in the net. It seems like every 1v1 has gone in NOC's favor, Gallium.
You know, this game is one goal away from being very similar to a Portuguese-speaking country. I can't
Hmm.
quite put my finger on it, but it seems as though we are one goal away from Brazil. So we'll see if not can't give us at least a little something. They're gonna sweep Denver here.
Yeah.
There's virtually no chance.
Oh my.
Dude, are we serious? Okay, that would have been a little ridiculous, but luckily Denver's bad luck didn't take a turn for even worse, as we're seeing Levani gonna send it down. Juicy
Oh,
Leaf just
that's
gonna get the
open.
B, and Ghost trying for the bump, can't get there, but a nice touch from him, and Eggy pre-flips that touch. Toxic gonna get a touch down the field. Chaz gonna get a demo to try to alleviate some pressure here. 17 seconds remaining. Juicy Leaf's just gonna take it around the whole team. He has an open net. Does he have a teammate? He tries to get a 50. It's not going to go. You can tell New Orleans wants this goal. Chaz off the backboard. Toxic. Can he get one for the road?
Hmm.
Yes, he can. That would have been really helpful like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah. Good news. They're not packing their bags to Brazil. Bad news. You just got swept by a team with no wins. And, in my opinion, Knock just played better as a team. They were just following their touches better, passing the ball. They knew where each other were. And if you're 3-1, regardless of the lineup, I mean, it's still 3-170s at the day. It's not like they're playing with the max sub up. I feel like in no world should you be making the mistakes that Denver was making in like crucial moments.
Yeah, 100%. And, the embarrassing losses are the most. I just feel like they're the most pungent because you really, really, really do not want to lose, obviously, but they do have a negative effect on your mental going down the stretch of the season. So we'll see if Denver can bounce back from that one. Definitely not ideal for them, but we have one more matchup for you guys, and you know what? We saw New Orleans dominate an NCS, but can they dominate in the MAC League as we have them playing against the Maui H's for the second time today? That's I didn't know they could be on stream twice, but I guess anything's possible. Thank you, Flash, again for commentating with me. It's always a pleasure.
Yep. It was great.
Oh,
See ya.
yep. All right, see you guys. Peace out.